Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Sexy Nerd Science Season 4, Episode 1.
420, baby.
Dale, do you have anything funny to say for 420?
I think more than half of our episodes is Josh saying someone's stupid and Drew saying, I hate you right afterward.
That's every time, man. I got to do it. At this point in time, people would just be missing out if we didn't make jokes.
Yeah, I mean, it's this is a gift to the masses, all 74 of them. So we got
Probably not the best thing to say on an episode. We're going to be talking sponsorship here.
well, whatever. I mean, I don't think we've toted any higher numbers, so
It's been doing pretty good, but yeah.
But anyway, so we've got the greatest episode 1 opener for season 4 opener for you here, episode 1. We are just full of awesome stuff. We have our convention list, which we'll go into next year after our first bit of information. But anybody want to tell us a little bit about what they did over the break?
Well, first, I want to point out that this season and every future season for the foreseeable future is going to be brought to you by Audible. Make sure to check out our SexyNerdScience.com/Audible to get a free 1-month trial and a free audiobook from Audible. And you guys can listen to audiobooks while you're on your vacations, because that's what I did a lot of.
Awesome. So what did you do during your vacation, Josh?
I
did you listen to
did a lot of work.
Did you do a lot of listening?
I restarted Ready Player One, and I've been listening to that again, trying to get myself I don't want to say trying to get myself psyched up for the movie, but like I am just
memory refresher.
Yeah, recapping everything, and I forgot how much I loved Ready Player One. So anybody, if you want to check out Ready Player One, it's read by Will Wheaton. Use our Audible link and check that out, and we can discuss it towards the end of this month before the movie comes out, because yeah, it's an awesome read. I also found out that pineapple does not belong on pizza, but my God, does it deserve to go on ham.
It's the best. Pineapple on ham is great.
I had no idea what I was missing out on until I made a Christmas ham and just mixed it with a crap ton of pineapple. And like the pineapple just lost all pineapple flavor and just tasted like ham.
Dale, are you a fan of pineapple pizza?
I've had it on pizza before, but I'm not I don't order it ever.
Fair enough. What'd you do on your break from Sexy Nerd Science here?
I was injured a lot. So getting back to full health, trying my gout again.
So what you're kind of saying is new year, new you?
Trying to, yeah. That'd be the ideal.
Yeah, that's good. So Josh did a little bit of vacationing and working on his vacation.
Yeah. Eat, pray, love. That's what I did.
Eat, pray, love. Did you listen to that one too?
Not yet.
Dale did a lot of self-care, we'll call it.
Self-love.
Self-love. Did
a
Amanda
lot of self-love.
A lot of. I was gonna say, did Amanda do anything for the holiday week or the break?
Nothing noteworthy. Kind of just enjoyed our time off. We both had about a week and a half off, so we enjoyed that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I kind of just worked. Did a little bit of rearranging in the basement and got things together. Funny enough, we just cleared up a pipe debacle before recording this, so it was, that's what I'm doing all night. But yeah, it was a good break. Got a lot of baby stuff in, nested a little bit, got catalog of all the stuff we've got for baby number 2 or baby Giroux number 2. So yeah. But we'll just jump into this here now that we've kind of gotten that little vacation talk out of the way.
Our next vacation.
Our next vacation, well, at least mine, Josh is going somewhere pretty
That's
soon. Josh is going to go to Dale's, but we don't care about that. You guys will hear about that when he's there. This next coming bit here is Planet Comic-Con. It's coming up in like literally 4 weeks to the day that Planet Comic-Con 2018 is underway. I'm excited. Josh, I don't know, how about you?
I'm super excited. I'm realizing some things that we didn't finalize yet with Planet Comic-Con that we need to get done. Most specifically, power.
Well, that's how we wrote it on the paper.
Yep.
I wrote it on the paper. Team Ramrod.
Team Ramrod. Oh, I forgot. It's right here. But yeah, I'm really excited for Planet Comic-Con. They just keep announcing awesome guests. We just found out that what's it called is oh man, why can't I remember? I just literally said
Vegeta?
it. Alice Cooper is going to be there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, besides our Vegeta and Goku, and
besides all the things we knew about, we found out today. We found out today that Alice Cooper is going to be there because he sent the email out. If you're not an exhibitor, I don't know if you're getting those emails, but we're getting those emails because we got exhibitor space. So you guys can find us on the showroom floor. We'll have an exact location for you, hopefully within the next week or two. But that is really awesome. Josh, you want to tell them a little bit about what's the details of the weekend?
For sure, like what we're going to do that weekend.
Well, no, I mean for the time frames and stuff.
Oh, of course. Well, so Planet Comic-Con, just want to first start off, would not have been possible without something that we're going to get into over the next couple weeks here. We actually got our first con sponsor, so I'm really excited to bring that forward, what kind of advertising we're going to be doing for them, and just kind of having a new partner in this con environment that wants to help us out and help themselves out by being a sponsor of the podcast. So if you're ever looking for sponsorship stuff, make sure to come contact us.
Yeah.
And using our contact at SexyNerdScience.com. And
that's the email.
And maybe we could share a fun convention like Planet Comic-Con with you.
Yeah.
So Planet Comic-Con is going to be Friday, February the 16th through Sunday, February 18th at Bartle Hall in Kansas City. I think it's technically called the Kansas City Convention Center now. But I mean, we all know it and love it as Bartle Hall. I'm really excited for that.
It is 36 days, 13 hours, 33 minutes, and 46 seconds away.
As of recording this. Also, Sting's going to be there. I forgot about that. Wrestling.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah,
is that Lita? No way. That's freaking Lita.
Yep.
Oh, I'm getting her autograph on the wiener.
On your wiener?
See, there we go. Like that is we thought it was going to be something we'd have to edit out for Josh, and now it's true.
How much is it to go, Josh?
It is included in our exhibitor space.
I mean, for people who are listening.
I believe that we're looking right now here. Passes for the weekend are going to be
$70.
$70. Thank you.
I wrote it on the paper. Team Ramrod.
Good. Team Ramrod. You wouldn't believe what Drew just pulled up over.
Do you want to be a sponsorship of Planet Comic-Con, Dale?
Oh, yeah.
That will run you $3,000.
That's what I want.
Yeah. Which actually makes our sponsorship deal sound really fucking good.
Yeah.
Since we're pimping out our 10x10 exhibitor corner booth. And they're paying $3,000 for a 10x10 booth.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. So the best thing about the Kansas City Comic-Con Planet Comic-Con, you have to edit that out, Dale. The best thing about Planet Comic-Con this year is that we are that's going to be our starting show for 2018. We're planning 5 total conventions within the 2018 year, starting with Planet Comic Con and moving to what would be O Comic Con, and then, or I'm sorry, C2E2, which will be in March and then, or April, and then Planet Comic, or I am all over the place. It'll be C2E2 in April, and then in July it'll be O Comic Con here in our hometown of Omaha and / Council Bluffs, because technically the MAC is in Council Bluffs. But anyway, and then the next bit is going to be Kansas City Comic Con 2018 for the last thing that we're doing, and then the kicker and the hopeful one is Dragon Con, and that'll be in September. That's kind of a TBD on whether or not we'll be able to do that one. But that's our planned one. There's no set date for Kansas City Comic Con yet, but we're very excited to do those 5 shows, whether or not it's full booth spaces for all 5 of them or press badges. That's kind of our list of our appearances. Now, we're going to do a couple other smaller bits here. Jail. Dale and Josh can talk about that, what they're coming up with their next weekend here.
So yeah, we are, me and Dale are planning a trip to the North American Auto Show in Detroit. I was reading some things. It's going to be heavily focused on technology for cars, not necessarily just like new concept vehicles, but using the technology in different cars. So I'm really excited to not only have a very technologically advanced car, but to be able to see what's in the works coming forward at the Detroit Auto Show. It's essentially the CES of cars.
It's the car entertainment show.
I was like, Ford was at CES this year. They had a big thing so far.
Yeah, there were a couple car companies that were there. So I'm really excited that we are going to be able to see some newer technology coming through. Yes, C is one of the acronym, or one of the letters in the acronym. But I'm really excited. Haven't been to Michigan in about a year. So making that trip again is going to be nice. I get to test out.
You were there early August.
Was I?
I thought you went down to Michigan.
I know I went to Michigan in August to see the solar eclipse.
Yeah, but I don't think I went back to anywhere. Yeah, we were I didn't go to Michigan in August, but even then
I meant like I thought you went around that time.
Nope.
To Dale's.
We were going to, but I didn't end up going because you were supposed to come too.
That was the camping trip. You went for Dale's camping trip, which was less than a year ago.
I didn't go to that.
What?
I didn't go.
What? Why not? That's your best friend Dale.
You didn't go with me. No, that's not why.
It's because things like you switching the weekends of this car entertainment show nonsense.
Well, we didn't get press badges, so we have to go as regular guests.
Stupid.
But
which are $12, by the way. $12 for the pass.
Oh, good. But yeah, really excited to go to the auto show, see Michigan. Really excited to test out my Chadmo adapter. I'm really excited.
Your Chodmo adapter?
No, it's Chadmo. Chademo, if you want to be like all the rest of the people. But so get to see Dale and everybody in Michigan. Look forward to that. Yeah, moving on to other sexy news here. We've got a all right, one second. We've got besides the auto show. Oh yes, I forgot about this. This is something I came across yesterday evening, but I didn't get to watch the video. A new group that of people that I love to listen to on the internets are starting a new project called Valley Folk, or The Valley Folk. It's a new original show from the hosts of SourceFed, some of the original hosts of SourceFed, Joe Beretta, Steve Zaragoza, Lee Newton, and Elliot Morgan are going to be part of this show. They're going to be the creative minds. They're going to, I'm assuming, I don't know if they're going to do the editing, but
so that's going to be completely different than SourceFed, right?
They said it's if you're expecting, SourceFed number 2, like it's not going to be that. It's going to be something where they have more creative freedom. It might have some aspects to do with like SourceFed. Like some of the, one of the things I really liked was like the truth or dare, or the questions that they answered, the table talk. Those are all things
which is
SourceFed were great.
Trademarked by me. That's my commingling restaurant idea name.
Table talk.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Discovery owns the rights to that now.
Sucks.
Now this.
Well, yeah, that's part of the Discovery Network, I think.
That was the name for my restaurant, where I would, unless you chose not to, you would be sat with somebody else, and you'd have a list of topics on the table that you could talk about. None of them would be controversial.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
What do you mean? I mean, like you can if you want, but the lists on the table are, not meant to incite
Race wars.
Yes, race wars, Josh. Not meant to incite a bad experience. It's something, so because I want people to come back and have more table talk. But I guess that's not the case anymore. I'm gonna have to call it Speak Eats. Trademark Drew 2008.
That's a pretty good one. I like Speak Eats. But yeah, so right now the Valley folk is just in concept and planning right now. They have one video out. They have a Patreon that they launched. They're gonna try to get all their funding from Patreon, similar to how the Philip DeFranco show, or the DeFranco News Network, I guess, gets their funding, to remain kind of impartial and independent and not have anybody really telling them what they can and can't do. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be just, I think if it's with those people behind the wheel, it's going to be hilarious. Even the Patreon video was 3 minutes long, and it was just terrific. I was taking notes because our Patreon video is a lot longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah, which is a good thing. We need to redo that. So I'm excited to see that. I mean, I like those SourceFed videos, so I'm always in for some funnies. But we'll kick over to nerdy news now. Dale, what's the score of this game here that you're watching?
The score, I would say it's, how do you want to say, 1-0?
Is it 1-0?
I guess. Yeah.
1-0, or 1 to 1/2.
Sure, 1 to 1/2. That's good to say. But what Drew's talking about is, I know I talk about this a lot, but Overwatch League. There's a new league came out by Overwatch, by Blizzard, and it starts today, January 10th, when we're recording. It goes until the 12th this week, and it periodically goes through the rest of the year as well, just like any other season of a sports event. Different teams. I believe there's 16 teams, 12 teams, something like that, and from all over the world. Pick your favorite, colors and all that other stuff, different names. You can watch it on Twitch. You can watch it on overwatchleague.com, but pretty much it's just the different teams throughout the world competing in competitive style play of Overwatch, and it's pretty interesting. I like it. I like watching esports in general. That's my big thing. But I know prior to us recording, we kind of were watching the first game.
Yeah. It's interesting to me. The fact that I most enjoy about this and its entirety is I don't know how much Dale gamed before he got Overwatch or watched these.
Yeah, StarCraft, Warcraft.
But I feel like this has brought a side of Dale that I had never seen before.
Minecraft. Pretty much any game with craft in it, Dale pretty much
Overcraft.
Diablo Craft.
Diablo Craft.
You didn't play Diablo as much. I mean, There was a couple weeks there where you like played Diablo like crazy with me, but
Well, I played it when it first came out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this things going on. Is this the start of like a whole season, like the first games of football, or is this the end and it starts later in the year?
This is like today is the opening day of baseball.
Okay.
So they have a whole season planned, tons of games scheduled.
So this is the beginning of the season.
Beginning of the season, yeah.
I don't want to say it this way, but like in real sports talk, Dale is a baseball fan when it comes to real sports. Dale,
Physical sports.
Yeah, he knows more
Not
about
esports.
that. Yeah.
Gotta be PC. Josh.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Get Xbox on here.
You're not a real person, okay? You're just a fake person.
Could be.
I'm confused what we're talking about.
Like when he was trying to make like football things, like this is the beginning of the season and like it ends, like the football season's coming to an end.
Is this the playoffs
right
or
now.
is this the Super Bowl or
Yeah.
whatever? But he was like, you were saying
You said it was the opening games, which is
For
usually
baseball.
a baseball term.
which I understand. We weren't on the same page. Anyway, that's beside the fact.
Okay.
Yeah, so Josh was being a little snarky and talking about Xbox. But we're gonna move on to the next bit here, which is
Just real quick, was there a bear trap in this game that I saw earlier? Like I wanted to say something.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Like,
Junkrat can put down like a bear trap.
Okay. I literally just saw like this bear trap on the ground. I was like, oh, someone's gonna get yeah.
Yeah, so Junkrat uses a bear trap. He also turns himself into a wheel and spins at you.
Doesn't turn himself into a wheel. He has it on his back and he launches it.
Himself into a wheel. You are the one. You control the wheel, don't you?
Yeah, but he doesn't turn himself into it.
Well, I mean, okay. Metaphysically, he turns himself. I don't know.
Wrong use of the word metaphysics.
Metaphysically, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, if he remote controls a wheel, he doesn't at all physically or metaphysically turn into it.
He just launches it like a remote control car.
Yeah. What is it when you take over the control of you play the wheel? I don't know, whatever. The next bit here is I hate you. Don't make
you know
that
what?
face.
Yeah. So since we talked about Dale's game that he loves to play, let's talk about your game that you love to play.
I would get that snarky look on face. Just using the dumb words. Just use this stupid dumb face.
Like,
all right, so
what I'm thinking of is remote, and
well, it's not. He's not like when. Okay, so if I was a remote control, it's a drone, right? But like if I was a remote control a drone, but if it's first person, like you control it, technically it's like.
If I remote control a drone and that remote control drone has a baby drone and I remote control that baby drone, I'm still controlling the same
I know, but
drone.
it's not. I'm saying it's not like an actual like. What's that like embodiment, physical and spiritual embodiment, like of that? Like I know you're not turning into it, but when you start to remote control that, and you're first person or third person for that remote or for the wheel, then it's whatever. Or this just made me sound like retarded. So
dude playing a dude disguised
Controls?
as a dude.
I'm not sure what we're getting at.
anyway.
This is just 3 levels of like control, I guess. But
Inception.
Anyway, so what, like Tropic Thunder? Yeah, I know. So I've been playing PUBG like a madman. And for those of you who don't know what PUBG is, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which reminds me of DayZ and or Arma 2, which are all great PC games. They're never ported to Xbox. PUBG has been out for like almost a year now on PC, and just recently, like right before the break, it got ported to the Xbox. And so you have that on a console, and it's got a good feel for the console. Those of you who are unfamiliar with the game, it's a 1v100 like
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, basically, and you land you jump out of a plane and land with nothing, which on a giant island may seem like a good thing. However, and this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if anybody knows, but maybe a listener knows, the play area closes in after increments of time. The first one is after 5 minutes, it starts to close in, takes about 2 minutes to fully close in, but the outer wall, which is, I thought was funny, the outer wall that closes in, I guess the internet has dubbed it Josh. So the name that they give the outer blue ring is Josh, which I don't know if
that's the first I've heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that style of play with PUBG or Fortnite or all the other games we've talked about is called Battle Royale. So anytime you say Battle Royale, it should be considered that style of gameplay.
They should make a movie about that.
Probably will.
The PUBG movie.
No, there's a movie called Battle Royale, which basically is the exact same thing you described.
Oh.
Except it's with a bunch of Asian school kids. And instead of like the map condensing, they're just like, hey, if you're in this zone right now,
You have
bye.
to fight.
And then they just blow your head off if you're in that zone. And they keep shrinking the zones.
Oh gosh. That's terrifying.
Have you never seen Battle Royale?
No.
Oh my God. It's
Neither
literally like, it was like a lot of people are like, oh, the Hunger Games ripped off Battle Royale. Because the movie came out a while ago. I think it's still on Netflix.
Huh.
It's a pretty good one. It's
so
it's all subtitles in Japanese.
Yeah,
It's better than that other stupid Your Name thing we watched.
That was a great movie.
Oh, whatever.
Did you see the iPhone thing I tagged you in?
Yeah, I did.
That was really sweet, wasn't it?
Oh man,
How do I do live video wallpaper?
you have to like hold the thing.
Well, I know, but like I know how to do the live photo wallpaper, but like that was like 45 seconds. You just
It's
add
the
a
same
video.
thing. Yeah, you just it was a GIF. I'm assuming.
Oh,
I think it was an
Just
animated picture. But
anyway, so yeah, I really like
an animated picture.
So I really like.
pretty sure it's what an anime is.
Yeah, an animated motion picture.
Drew, have you ever played Fortnite?
I have not. I guess
See, that's the game I play.
I guess it's free.
Yep.
I'll have to download it. I don't necessarily understand if it's just like a cartoon, more cartoony,
It's more cartoony of PUBG.
Yeah.
You have a little bit other stuff, but it's very similar in style of gameplay.
Yeah. So I like I said, I really like PUBG. It really has been the most intense. Like I pitted out yesterday while I was playing it because I was like last 4 or 5 people, and you're sweating, looking around, making sure you're in the play zone, watching for other people. I mean, those games get pretty intense. So,
By pitted out, do you mean like armpit sweat?
I sweat so much.
Oh my God!
Now you know why they have that thing in the game to
but not on
stop your
your
hand from
armpit.
sweating.
But my hands were sweaty too.
Yeah, I guess.
We're referencing at the beginning of the Overwatch League game where you started.
All the guys had like the
powder
bag, powder pack that dries your hands.
Bowling.
Yeah, bowling has that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why Josh knew what it was, because he saw me have it.
I used to bowl too.
You lie.
In the league, I have a trophy, Dale. I have 2 trophies.
Yeah,
That's probably
first
participation.
And then participation trophy.
Yeah.
I like how
But we were first place first.
So yeah, but yeah, I pitted out but also I had a blanket over me and I wasn't like, I don't know. I mean, I was downstairs like bundled up, but I was also sweating so much because I was and I played like 4 or 5 games, so like every game.
After you're done pitting out, did you go text your bros and have some za?
No, I didn't.
Some Zima.
What?
Not Zima.
A Zima is a bro drink.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Zima.
Zima's a bro drink.
It's a very anti-bro drink, I would say.
What is it?
Zima?
What is Zima?
Like an old school, like
Smirnoff, like it was.
Yeah, like ice or whatever.
Liqueur.
Oh,
It's predominantly drank by like gay men and like girls, like flamboyant men and girls.
Is it like
So it's not really a bro drink.
Basic bro.
What's that sparkling water that comes in a can?
There's a couple ones, but
I don't remember what it's called.
I can't think of it right now.
Anyway, yeah, so I have not played Fortnite. I should probably download that, see how it is. See, kind of, go from there. But the next bit in nerdy news is not game related, so I kind of touch on it last here. So I watched a video the other day of a guy who does these unboxing videos, and it's basically all. I mean, that's kind of all he does. And those have become very popular as of late. Just because the mystery behind it gains viewers, but and obviously the taglines that they do get you. And the second bit,
It's not just unboxing; it's mystery box.
Yeah,
unboxing.
no, I know, but so this guy, he did he does mystery unboxes. So he does a comparison, basically what he can get in a $10 mystery box and what he can get in a high dollar mystery box. Now he did a $10,000 one, so he did a $10 and a $10,000 one comparison a couple months ago, and then just right before the new year hit, he did a $10 versus $20,000 mystery box unboxing, and he had some really sweet stuff in the $20,000 box. Most notably intangible neat like stuff, like it's something that he couldn't, like, it wasn't like he got a $10,000 Rolex like he did in the $10,000 one. He got cryptocurrency,
like metaphysical stuff.
Yeah, metaphysical stuff, you fucking ass. So
A lot of name calling, Drew. That's what this is today.
Yeah,
the name calling podcast.
That should be the name of our podcast.
So call my name. Dude.
So he came up, he got like a couple, smaller gifts and everything, a couple like a pair of shoes and everything, but he got this blue elephant that was like a glass piggy bank, and in that piggy bank he pulled out a sticky note and a flash drive. On the sticky note was like, I really hope whoever gets this box and paid for this amount of money really enjoys this. This flash drive will not harm your computer in any way. It actually holds a bunch of cryptocurrency. Plugged it in and found out that he got one full Bitcoin, so one BTC, as Dale put it on the little outline here, and then like a couple other cryptocurrencies that basically at the time of recording the video amounted to something like $36,000. So at the time the guy did the mystery box, it was probably closer to the value of $20,000. But even just in the time that they were recording the video, it fluctuated like a couple $1,000s, or a couple $100, I think. It went from 30 to 31 or something like that, or 35 to 36. But yeah, it's just kind of, it made me raise an eyebrow, because not raise an eyebrow, but in piqued my interest, because Dale and I, prior to the year end, had talked about Bitcoin a lot. So Dale, do you know what Bitcoin's going for currently?
Currently it's going for around 13,000.
13?
Yeah.
Does Dale know? Oh man.
Yeah, so I know that
I know very small amount of information that's relatively not important.
Like the value of it.
Yeah.
The value of it means nothing because it changes all the time.
No, like information in general is what I'm talking about.
Oh.
My investment saw 25% year growth.
Just in a couple months, right?
No, I mean, well, like over the year though, they increased in 25% in value, 27% actually. So
I thought you had only been doing it for a couple months though.
No, my stash I've been doing since like December of last year. And well, December of 2 years ago, and I had it for like a full year, and in that full year it gained 25% value, which are just my ETFs and mutual funds. So I recently started investing 12% of my paycheck into my TD Ameritrade account.
And what
I'm
is
putting
12% of your paycheck?
Not going to disclose that information. But I've been putting that money into my TD Ameritrade account and then using that money to either buy commission-free ETFs. There's over 200 commission-free ETFs on TD Ameritrade right now. Or I first started off by just purchasing. I haven't finished yet, but I'm going to buy whole entire ETFs, like an actual ETF stock, in all of the ETFs I had already. Because I mean, if I would have invested $100 last year, I would now have $125. If I would have invested $1,000 last year, which I just want to point out, the amount of money I'm setting aside will equal more than $1,000 by the end of the year. I will have had $250 in just extra money over the course of that year. I mean, that's just from mutual funds and ETFs, which is, I mean, I'm not very big on investments because I don't know too much about them, but something that started off as just like, oh, let me set some money aside has now turned into something that, you know, I might actually be able to save for retirement if I play my cards right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I work in at the broker dealer that I work for, and I see daily people who I have one guy a client that calls in, and he literally within weeks turns over these ETFs for thousands and thousands of dollars of gain, you know. So I mean, he's throwing these bond here. He's doing bonds and ETFs and all of these sort of investment options, and it's insane the amount of money he just he's got something like a high dollar amount in his account, and he's still pulling thousands and thousands of dollars in value out every other week or so. So it's pretty crazy.
So if you're looking for something a little more stable than Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies right now,
is there
just
a way we can
old-fashioned
get a list of that?
What?
Is there like a way you can get a list of those?
All the ETFs?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all, I mean, you can just go to TD Ameritrade right now and they have the list of commission-free ETFs.
And it's TD Ameritrade, pretty easy to work with, as far as.
Honestly, the hardest thing the website, it's super intimidating. I went into one of the local branches and talked to just the secretary, and I'm like, I don't know how to go about purchasing any amounts of stock, because I'm used to using my Stash app, which has a lot of fees associated with it, to the point where like I'm no longer making money with Stash. I'm paying money into Stash, so I paid more than $25 in my Stash account than I made. I made about $25 in my Stash account. So I was just like, I broke even here. If I would have put this into something where I don't have these kind of funds, I would have made more money.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, I want to start doing something real and official. So linking my bank account, my TD Ameritrade account, was probably the best thing that I had.
So when you mean link it, you just mean you can push money over there at any given time?
There's usually about 24-hour wait.
I mean, yeah, but
like, so I can deposit, I can take money that I have from my work. Basically, my check just goes to an account, and then that account transfers that money to my TD Ameritrade, and then I go through and pick where I want to invest that money at.
Nice. Well, we're going to move on to sciencey news here. But I like that bit of extra bit there. And talk about kind of what's going on in the science world. The CES news. Whose deal was that? Was that Dale's or yours?
Yeah, I just posted it. I figured we mentioned it briefly. Pretty much want to talk about it just a little bit. A lot of information coming out of the tech world this week. Every January they do what's called CES, Consumer Technology Association in Las Vegas. All the tech giants, Microsoft, Intel, Nvidia, pretty much anybody that has something to do with technology is going to be at this place.
NVIDIA.
Nvidia.
Sound like you said Nivea.
I did. I said Activia. Activia.
Well, I thought you said Nivea. I was like,
I did.
Who?
I did.
Activia, Nivea, and Nvidia.
Nvidia. But point is, I thought I'd just mention it real quickly. This year it's from January 7th to January 12th. And like I said, Las Vegas. Same as it is every year. But I didn't see anything noticeable about it. Nothing noteworthy that's anything new or different. Obviously, the newest tech things, gadgets and whatnot are there. Little tidbits of things, but nothing that really kind of came out and popped out for worth mentioning. Did you guys see anything?
What's its galore?
Yeah, who's its and what's its galore?
I honestly, it's kind of like San Diego Comic-Con is always something that I like. I would love the podcast to be invited to San Diego because I think that's huge, or like New York. But being able to get passes to CES, I think, would be huge as well. Transport Evolved actually got passes to go this year, and there's a lot of good technology and stuff like that comes out of CES, and it's really, I think it's a fun thing to go.
Well, there's so many
experience.
There's so many good ideas that you could even see. I mean, like there's not even like come through fruition, but there's just a lot of good ideas that come from there too. But I mean, that would be something that I would like to do, especially like kind of like the way you're doing the car show this next week here. Just kind of go just to cover it, not even just, I mean, press passes would be awesome, but to be invited there would be,
Yeah, I think it's invite only to CES, isn't it?
I believe it's invite only.
Yeah.
So
just like the Blizzard convention thing, I think that's invite only.
BlizzCon?
Yeah.
No, it's not invite only. The tickets though are super expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the next bit here is a little bit we talked about last year when we binge watched it the first week it was out, or first day.
I watched it. It was over a couple days. Kind of the same thing I'm doing right now. I kind of haven't
episodes.
watched a whole lot of TV lately here.
So Bill is doing it again.
Saving the world.
A second time, I guess. Bill Nye Saves the World season 2 on Netflix. Josh, how was the first half of it so far?
Well, Bill Nye didn't quite save the world the first time. In fact, Trump got elected. So good work, Bill. I'm gonna need a minute. No, no, that it was recorded long before any of that stuff even came to fruition. But I so far, so the very first episode, this isn't like spoiler or anything like that. Very first episode was on marijuana, and for those that don't know, like Bill Nye is pretty critical against marijuana. Like he treats it from like a scientist's point of view, which I love. But like he doesn't partake, and he hates the fact that he's a Washington native, and he just says, everywhere in Washington just smells terrible because of the marijuana smoke. So like that's one thing he hates about it. But to get, really an objective, kind of non-biased like opinion on it, it was really cool. And I learned a lot of things. There was like, for instance, like the first country to legalize medicinal marijuana, like as a country, was actually Israel. Had no idea. But it has the largest like marijuana farm and bunker associated with like medical marijuana in the world.
So we're talking like Pineapple Express kind of stuff.
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah. Like, actually,
more so.
Derek from Veritasium is one of the correspondents on Bill Nye Saves the World. So one of the YouTube channels I love to watch.
I love Veritasium.
He basically is one of the news correspondents on there. So just really good episodes so far. All the episodes are based off of Twitter suggestions sent to him, called Bill Nye Meets Twitter, or Bill Nye Meets Twitter Science is the hashtag, I believe. And
so just kind of, I mean, so is each one based this season, is it's the same format as the other one, or is that different?
It's very similar. I just loved the way that like they're coming up with like episodes. I mean, it was like, okay, hey, I'm a scientist, I research like sleep patterns, and then he's like, the next episode he's on there talking about like sleep patterns and like the science of sleep, and just basically like letting people know what's good. And I love Bill Nye for that. He's obviously been my inspiration for science growing up, and the fact that I get to watch him on TV still, just doing a phenomenal job, makes me happy.
I really like some of the smaller excerpts he does, as far as like, for Facebook and stuff, or other social media. But I really enjoyed season 1. I mean, it's really nice to see some of that original content on stuff that people want to talk about, through the Twitter and other social media. But do you have any thoughts on like future topics that are going to be within that might be able to be on next season?
Not that I know of. No, I'm not quite sure what they're planning on doing. I honestly didn't know how they were coming up with these season content right now. Kind of makes me wish I would have known about the hashtag prior to the season, because I would have been tweeting at Bill Nye all the damn time.
Yeah.
I
know. Getting back into Twitter now, aren't you, Josh?
I don't know if anyone's. Yeah, I've been kind of tweeting more and checking it at least daily.
I saw the SexyNerdScience one too, Rob.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited to start season 2 and delve into the science that Bill Nye can give us. But the next bit is kind of up Josh's alley, more so, with Tesla and SpaceX and stuff. You want to start with that, or was this Dale's baby here?
Well, so I actually didn't hear about the satellite portion of this. I was more super excited that so as of recording this podcast, SpaceX is going to be testing the rockets and the fuel system on the Falcon Heavy, which is the most powerful rocket to ever send something into space. And so there's a lot of hype about this. This is something that Elon Musk has said, it's what's going to take us to Mars. So much so that he's going to send his Roadster into space and have it orbit Mars. So his Gen 1 cherry red Roadster is going to be in space. Just super awesome. Like, I think that's I love the fact that Elon Musk, when he says he's going to do something, like, he does it, and he is confident in it, and he's willing to put his cards out there. Something we didn't talk about, like, we talked about it, but we didn't follow up on it. He made a bet with some politicians in Australia that he would build a solar array for them. Here's the cost. Here's how big it's going to be. Here's what we're going to produce. If we don't get it done in 100 days, it's free. And they're like, all right, you're on. And he totally did it. And it was, it was actually done in like 80 days. So he had like 20 days to spare. It was crazy. So Elon Musk's like, hey, by the way, we're going to build this rocket. It's going to be the best rocket to ever be shot into space. And I'm so confident that it's going to work. I'm putting my car in it, which is like a one of a kind, one-off
roadster, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is like if McLaren put like the very first McLaren up, or if Ferrari did his very first Ferrari and sent it into space. Like, I mean, it's not what you would think that a CEO of a company is like, oh, by the way, I'm going to put my first car into space.
Yeah.
Because I can. Like, that was sweet. But I didn't find out until later that I guess there was another Falcon 9 launch. So not the Falcon Heavy, but another rocket launch that was carrying a government satellite that the rocket launched and landed just fine. But the payload came back and crashed into the ocean. So I'm assuming what happened was something where the satellite did not deploy correctly from the rocket, from the first stage. So the first stage deployed, second stage is the rocket that landed. But the first stage landed, second stage was the payload rocket that, pulled it right into the spot of orbit and then detaches the payload. I'm assuming something went wrong there. And from what I briefly saw, a lot of the fingers were being pointed at Northrop. Yeah, which sucks because some of my ETFs are in Northrop. My Department of Defense ETFs are in that. But so it's going to affect stock prices. But it was just, a one-off mistake. I don't think it was anything. It was actually SpaceX's fault.
Dale, do we know of like a number on a loss by chance?
Oh, how much?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Just wondering.
I think it's hard to calculate too, because it was a top secret mission.
Oh.
So it was a U.S. government satellite that was codenamed Zuma, that was secret. Its mission was unknown to the public.
Oh.
So to actually give a price would kind of help determine what it was used for.
Yeah.
So I think that information will be very vague.
I feel like were they talking about another like rocket detecting satellite was supposed to go up to?
I think that's what Zuma might have been.
Yeah.
Was a early warning system for rocket launches.
As long as it's not one of those weather controlling satellites like that movie, I'm okay with it.
Terrible movie.
Send Gerard Butler up there to fix it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie. I just saw the preview.
I don't think anyone saw that movie.
No, it was a terrible movie.
But so I'm excited for the Falcon Heavy launch. Are we gonna do like a viewing party, Josh?
We could.
I think it's gonna be. So right now they haven't announced a time. I'm assuming it's going to be.
They have a 6-hour window.
Well, no, that's for the test tomorrow.
Okay.
There's a 6-hour window to test the thrusters, like the ignition system, and the fuel. So they put the rocket up a couple days ago, about a week ago. They went from horizontal to vertical. Then they fill the rocket. Then they're going to test, fuel without letting it take off. Obviously, they're not going to give it maximum thrust, but they're going to test the fuel to make sure that it's like the ignition systems are
working. What if somebody slips and like pushes that bar? Oh,
and then it just goes off. Honestly, from what I remember, I believe even the Falcon Heavy system is going to be 100% automated. It's literally you click the button, and from that point on, computers take over, launch it, do everything, land it, and then once it's landed, then the barge makes its own way back to.
Well, I'm assuming that would be the case anyway, because I don't think there's a guy, controlling it like this.
But like they won't send it signals while it's in the air. Like
pause.
I don't think it would be able to, because it would be so quick.
Is there also a Tesla barge too?
There's multiple barges. Just read the instructions. I can't remember all the names of them, but they're all hilarious.
That's funny.
Like, just follow the instructions, I think, is one of the names of the barge.
So is it just like all these funny, like,
I Swear I
clips?
Still Love You, I think, is the other one.
So these are to catch that's like just the rocket, or the Falcon Heavy rockets will come down onto whatever like the closest one is, or.
Yep. So they Like it automatically knows, like it goes up, and then when it launches, then it flips over and then uses a controlled descent to come back and land on the barge.
Yeah.
And the barges are movable because based on the weight of the payload, as it's going up, where it's going to come down is going to vary based on the weight of the payload.
And they're launching from Cape Canaveral, I believe. So it's going to be landing in, well, it's not, I guess they've done a couple. They've launched from Cape Canaveral and then landed back in California. They've done that before. And they've launched in California, landed in Cape Canaveral. They've launched in Texas and landed in Cape Canaveral. But I think they've done a lot of solid ground landings, but now they're going to be doing, this one's going to be caught in a barge, which I'm kind of super excited for.
Yeah. So we'll have to keep up with that and see if we can get a quick announcement out on Facebook and see whether we can maybe do a little Facebook live viewing party.
Elon Musk will tweet out the live feed, before it goes live, and he'll, hey, watch the live, because I watched a couple of the original Falcon rockets take off and land again. It's about 10-15 minutes usually.
Yeah.
But the landing process takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it will be one of the fastest objects that we've sent in the air for a long time. And it's also going to be one of the most powerful rockets. It is the most powerful rocket.
So you said the
used.
Falcon Heavy is 3, Falcon 9.
Essentially, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And I think it can lift 46,000 pounds.
Does that make it a rocket 27?
Oh.
Or a Falcon 27?
I think that is actually so the Falcon 9 is 9 thrusters inside the rocket. And I think there is 27 thrusters in it, technically.
Well, all right. Well, the more you know.
I think those are called Merlin thrusters.
Merlin thrusters, yeah. 27 Merlin, 26 Merlin. Anyway, next up here, we got 2018's first Sexy Nerd of the Month. You guys know him as Papa Bear, Chris English. He's going to don January's banner for Sexy Nerd of the Month. He's one of the December of 2017's 12 Nerds of Giving, or 12, do we call it 12 Sexy Nerds of Giving?
I forgot what the name was already.
Yeah.
But it was important to us, damn it.
That's what the break does to you. So yeah, he was one of the 12 Nerds of Giving, and we want to highlight him solely. We've met him at a couple different conventions, Omaha Comic-Con, Kansas City Comic-Con.
He was at C2E2.
I think he was at C2E2 when you guys went.
Yep.
So he's great. We're going to try and get him on the show a little later this month here.
Yep. We are going to be posting a video.
Yeah,
we did at Kansas City Comic-Con.
Yeah, we do have our 15, 20, 30-minute video for
24
minutes.
Good.
Yeah, so it's a big video with a bunch of the cosplayers that were at Kansas City Comic-Con in 2017. So be sure to check him out. Papa Bear Cosplay on Facebook, and additionally, always like everything else, don't forget to go to our social media and like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe at YouTube. And then you can also listen to us at SexyNerdScience.com, SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, and Podcast Addict. And we got some stuff in the works, yeah.
Trying to get some new merch. We're looking at getting also Spotify access too.
Yeah, definitely for where to listen. But we currently have our merch available at Teespring. Campaigns launch basically every 3 days, they open and close every 3 days. So that way you can, if you want, you can get a t-shirt like what Dale's wearing. If you're watching the video, basically it's got the logo behind us here.
Yeah.
But you know, you can get t-shirt, hoodie, you know, anything you guys want. Go ahead and send it to us. We'll put it on the Teespring the next round, and you can order it directly from there. But get some other little fidgety type things, hopefully in the works here for booth merch.
I think, yeah, we can get our Planet Comic-Con shirts again.
Yeah.
Get a couple of those made up for some people that can see us at Planet Comic-Con.
Yeah, come see us at Planet Comic-Con 2018.
Got our Patreon, which you guys can support us at. That technically isn't up right now, but it'll be getting up soon. So make sure to keep looking for that Patreon.
And then, as always, you can use our Audible code for a free month trial and 1 free book download at SexyNerdScience.com/audible.
Yeah,
that's my announcer voice. I don't know if that really reads well, but you know,
I mean,
you don't have to read it if you listen to it.
But speaking of listens, like I said, I'm currently doing Ready Player One. For anybody that would like to, you know, maybe discuss that, we do have a Discord that if you're on our Patreon, you can be on the Discord and we can talk Ready Player One, or maybe I might have a live stream and we can talk about that before the movie comes out. So awesome.
Anybody got any closing marks, Dale? What's the score of that game?
We're literally watching.
I was like, it's 2-1. They're currently on the last map.
Nice. So they got. So wait, 2-1. Okay, so they're on the last map of the third game.
Of the fourth game.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
It's okay. It's fine.
Because the score on the thing has a third column. What's that mean?
What?
If you open this thing right here, this third column.
That's the fourth. That's technically the fifth column. The first column is the team name.
Yeah. Okay. So the fifth column, sorry,
would be this game they're playing now.
It's blank. And if you look it down where it says game 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are on game 4.
They're in New Bonnie.
Oh, so is it a stalemate at one of them?
No, they're playing each game, but right now they're in the midst of game 4.
Yep. So Fuel won the first one, and then Dynasty won the next 2. 6-5 and 2-0.
That makes sense. So the first half of the first game.
Is this just a death match game or what is this?
I don't know. I can't tell what that moniker is. But yeah, so anything else, guys?
No, that's it.
Yep. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks for being here for the first episode of season 4, sticking us till 6 seasons in a movie, right, Josh?
2018. Look at that belly. Just kidding. Yeah.
Are you recording me?
I hope so. That's on there.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful week, and we will catch you next Thursday
on the flippity flop.
Bye.
Bye.